My name is Bondar. I'm very interested in the whole concept around payments for ecosystem services. I am the Executive Director of the Delta Farmland and Wildlife Trust, a nonprofit organization that works with local farmers in the Fraser River estuary of British Columbia. We offer a number of different stewardship programs that share in the cost with farmers to implement practices that improve the health of the soil or provide habitat for wildlife on farmland. Ecosystem services, or nature's benefits, are all the different things that ecosystems provide that don't really require any sort of input from our end, just through its natural processes. Cycling of nutrients through the soil, sequestering carbon from the atmosphere, cleaning water, purifying air, building soil organic matter, habitat for a range of beneficial insects so they can contribute to crop pollination and biological pest control, all of which contributes to a healthy environment and a healthy planet that supports human beings. Equally as important is the benefit that it can provide for wildlife. Today in the Fraser River estuary, we work with about 40 different farmers and landowners on an annual basis, disperse roughly $400,000 to $500,000 in cost share payments to support the enhancement of over 3,500 to 4,000 acres of farmland on an annual basis. Farming is only becoming, in a lot of ways, more and more challenging. Climate change being front and center, hotter and drier summers are putting more stress on crops and requiring greater irrigation demands. Farmland is incredibly expensive in this region, so a lot of farmers have to lease land. There's challenges around labor shortages. Without there being some sort of financial support, a lot of the programs that we promote would be financially unfeasible to do. So we make it economically feasible for farmers to implement these practices. Examples of some of those practices include the planting of winter cover crops. A cover crop is a crop that is planted after the harvest of the cash crop. So after you, say, harvested a potato field, farmers will come back and seed that field to a spring cereal, such as oats or barley. And that field, over the next couple months, while there's still some warm weather and ideally a little bit of precipitation, will germinate and establish into this dense vegetative cover. Another practice is the grassland set-aside, taking agricultural land temporarily out of production, seeding it to a mix of different grass species as well as legume species, and then letting it sit and rest for anywhere up from 1 to 6 years. It supports dense populations of the Townsend vole, which is the primary food source for a lot of birds of prey, including species at risk such as the barn owl and short-eared owl, as well as the great blue heron here. Our hedgerow stewardship program, where we compensate farmers to plant hedgerows along farm field margins. Agriculture is completely dependent on biodiversity. Agriculture comprises a significant portion of the surface of the earth and obviously has a large impact as a result of that on ecological conservation, the environment as a whole. It's a very deep interconnection between the two. Things that people could do on an individual level that are quite quick and easy would just be supporting local farmers, buying local food. In addition to that, learning more about agriculture, learning more about the challenges that local farmers are facing, I think would help with how we even choose to deal with the current environmental issues we are facing and the solutions we come up with to address those issues. There are programs like ours that have been running for a long time, well before ours in the European Union, United Kingdom. It would be great if there was a provincial or even national program to help farmers with the costs associated with these sorts of practices that are not only beneficial for the environment, but also improve agricultural productivity.